Hey everybody, this is Fial again, and I am doing another video for you guys today. It's gonna be a movie review on a Thai movie that I have watched a couple weeks ago. It's gonna be a review on this movie right here. I'm gonna show you guys like the poster. There we go. That movie is entitled Hello Stranger. So that's the very cute poster. Those are the two leads actually on the poster there, if you guys can't tell. So Hello Stranger is a romantic comedy in Thailand. It was filmed and released in 2010. It stars Chuntawit Chanasawi and Nuttida Sopon. I'm actually going to butcher those names probably because I cannot pronounce Thai names actually. So I'm very sorry. I don't mean to offend everybody or anybody out there. A little bit of a plot summary on this movie. It stars, you know, these two actor and actresses, and the guy, the male lead, he had just been dumped by his girlfriend of 8 years, who he wanted to marry, not really marry, but he wanted to commit to, and they actually booked a trip to Korea on a tour before they broke up, and he ends up going on the tour by himself, and he's really grumpy. He's like such a jackass throughout that time because he's still pretty bitter about the breakup, and he doesn't really know why she broke up with him. And on the other end, there is the girl played by Sopon. She is a Korean drama Hallyu Wave fanatic who has watched all of the Korean dramas and is a big fan of all the Korean actors and actresses, and she books this flight and goes to Korea to go and backpacking by herself without the knowledge of her control freak boyfriend. So that's the two setup. We actually don't get their names. We don't get introduced to both of the characters, and they kind of just go by nicknames throughout the movie. So and it goes through their travels together and how they end up having feelings for each other, which actually gets complicated when the guy's ex-girlfriend who broke up with him and dumped him goes to him in Korea, and just when their budding romance starts to bloom. So there's a complication there towards the end of the movie, but a lot of it is very fun and lighthearted, and you just kind of get to travel Korea with them. So it's a very cute movie from Thailand. And like I said, it is actually based on a Thai novel called Two Shadows in Korea. And let's see, I'm just going to go over the two characters that are central to the story. Chanasawi, who plays, he actually gets nicknamed Puppy or Mr. Dong in Thai, but I'm going to call him Puppy in this video just because it's cute. He's not like your typical conventionally handsome Thai actor. He's, you know, he's not good looking, you know, conventionally like, you know, say Mario Maurer or somebody like that in my previous review. But he is boyishly charming, and you can tell that he has pretty good comedic chops, and you can tell that he's a comedic actor, and there's like just something very boyishly charming on his portrayal of this hapless guy who got dumped recently, and he, you know, he is a jerk, he is a jackass in the beginning of the movie, but you can tell that he's actually a good person, and he doesn't mean to be like mean or anything, or, you know, mean-spirited. It's just that he is going through some issues. So the way he is portrayed is very unconventional. He, you know, he goes through the motions of going to tour, but also he's very bitter just because it was a trip that he planned with his ex-girlfriend prior to them breaking up. And on the other end of the spectrum, Sopon, who is nicknamed Miss May, so I'm going to call her May on this video, she is a very prudently cute actress, and she is entirely believable and lovable as a Hallyu, you know, Korean wave fanatic who loves all these Korean dramas. She's like, you know, you can tell that, you know, this actress actually, you know, has somewhat researched her role and looked up, you know, Korean dramas and watched them. You know, Korean dramas are also pretty popular in Thailand from what I know. What I love about this movie is that it totally lampoons the Korean wave, and at one point the boy, the guy actually says, I'm going to read his the quote from the movie, he says, there wouldn't be any tourists in this place if not for these dramas. They're actually the setting of that scene is they're at Young-jun's and Choi Ji-woo's filming site of Winter Sonata, which is a pretty big hit of a Korean drama, probably like 7 or 8 years back. And he's pretty much saying, you know, there wouldn't be people going to this like snowy like pathway if a Korean drama hadn't like filmed here. So, and there's also, towards the end of the movie, there's a very funny spoof of Young-jun, who he actually gets like a waiter that looks like Young-jun. So there's like a gag on that, and it's pretty funny. Let's see, I love that it's a travel themed movie, and there's a very prominent happy-go-lucky vibe on this movie. And you know, you get the feeling that these two characters are two people that you actually would want to backpack around Korea with. And there's also that additional perk of having the beautiful cinematography of going to all of these traditional places and tourist spots in Korea. So you're actually traveling with them somewhat. And I actually liked one scene that they actually go to this casino in Korea, which is not like a place that's highlighted in Korean films or Korean dramas very often. So I thought that was a good touch. Like I said, it really actually almost feels like a travelogue or a documentary of going around different tourist spots in Korea, so you feel like you're traveling with them. And it's, you know, it's a very like lighthearted and cute feeling, and you're just going through the motions with them as well. There is a premise of they actually say something that you'd actually reveal yourself more to a stranger, so that's why they don't introduce themselves to each other in the movie, just because you know, you'd be void of more of your inhibitions if you're talking to a stranger who you're not going to know on, you know, your flight back to your own country. So both are foreigners, and both are taking advantage of the fact that they're not going to know each other once they go back to Thailand, and they can say whatever they want about themselves. Both main leads are actually very down to earth. The guy is very dorky, he's wisecracking, he's very witty, and a very good foil for the girl, who she is a very ditzy chatterbox kind of character, but there's a very good rapport and chemistry between them. It's very believable that they'd actually develop feelings toward each other towards the middle of the movie, and you know, the complications that happen afterwards. And there's little tidbits that, you know, they kind of go throughout the movie, and towards the end of the movie you're like, oh, that's, you know, why he does this. So it's very picturesque, like I said, of the cinematography of South Korea, very beautiful. There's a lot of recognizable places, like the Namsan Tower, where she puts lock on the top of the tower, which is one of the traditions there in Namsan Tower. You put a lock there with the name of your boyfriend or girlfriend. It's supposed to mean that you're gonna stay together forever, and he kind of scoffs at that, which is cute. Like, they're total foils for each other. I actually rated this movie a 4.5. Oh, my new nails. 4.5 out of 5, because I really enjoyed it. Like I said before in a previous video, I'd actually want to travel to Korea sometime soon. So it's like a good little movie for me to like kind of see around Korea, what I want to like travel to and what I want to visit. So it's adorable, you know, it's, you know, very lighthearted movie, romantic comedy. So I really recommend it to you guys. Again, if you guys want to watch it, and it's actually available here on YouTube. You can just Google it or YouTube it here, and you can see it in its full HD and English subtitled glory. So it's readily available for you guys. Movie recommendations, I actually recommend the movie ATM. It actually stars the same main lead, the guy, which is another kind of like physical comedy, gag comedy, also a romantic comedy. So it's kind of similar in that vein, and I believe it's also by the same director. Also, I recommend Bangkok Traffic Love Story, which kind of deals with the whole like traveling as well, in a different, like more of a enclosed kind of setting of just being on the train and like traveling through the to Bangkok. But I'm actually going to do a review on that as well, so stay tuned for the review for that movie. But I do recommend both of those movies to watch if you end up liking this this Thai movie here. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did like this review. Links are down below, and also subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews from me. And that's it. See you guys. Bye.